The void has no mercy. Lieutenant Mara Vey pressed her hand against the cold metal hull of the Artemis. Space stretched infinitely around her, dark and indifferent, speckled with distant, mocking stars. Every light beyond the ship's thin hull seemed a taunt, a reminder that humanity was small, fragile, and utterly alone. And yet it was that fragility that had always driven humans forward. It was that sparked the refusal to yield that separated them from the countless species that had perished quietly in the galaxy. "Lieutenant," came the calm, clipped voice of AI Unit Eric's, "we have reached the coordinates." No response from the beacon. "Scans indicate minimal energy output." Mara's chest tightened. The beacon was supposed to be the edge of their salvation, a human outpost on the fringe of known space. Designed to signal passing colonies of safe routes, supply caches, even military support if necessary. Its silence had already caused 3 human freighters to vanish in the sector over the past year. "Prepare the Eva," Mara said, trying to keep her voice steady. "I'm going outside." Eric's hesitated, the AI's voice carrying a faint synthetic sigh. "Lieutenant, I must remind you, current conditions are hazardous. There is radiation leakage and micrometeor activity has increased tenfold." Mara gritted her teeth. "I know the risks, Eric's. I signed up for them." The airlock hissed and groaned as it opened. Ra's suit hissed in reply, sealing her from the deadly vacuum. Step by slow step, she floated into the black, tethered to the Artemis by a line thinner than a finger. Ahead, the beacon drifted a skeletal silhouette against the void. Its surface was scarred, twisted metal reflecting starlight like broken glass. As she approached, the first sign of something alive, or perhaps once alive, glimmered. A faint flicker of light from the interior, a heartbeat. "Eric's, I see something," Mara whispered. "Unwise," the AI said. "Best to return," but Mara ignored it. Humans had a habit of ignoring instructions that didn't make sense. She pried open the hatch, the metal shrieking like a wounded animal. Inside, the control panels were shattered, wires dangling like vines in an overgrown ruin. The beacon had been sabotaged or worse. A faint trail of smoke curled from a fractured conduit. Mara crouched beside it, hand hovering over the panel. That's when she heard it. Help. Not mechanical, not a generated voice. Human, weak. Desperate, she turned toward the sound. Behind a fallen console, a figure shivered, barely moving. Mara's heart hammered. "Hang on, I'm coming." The figure's face emerged from shadow, burned, bruised but alive. You're human," the survivor gasped. "We thought we were the last." Mara's hand froze on the console. The last, that word carried weight, like a stone sinking into water. Humans were supposed to survive. They were supposed to adapt, to overcome. Yet here at the edge of everything, she held someone who had nearly been forgotten. "We're not done yet," she said, determination stiffening her spine. "Come on." The survivor coughed, clinging to her arm. "You don't understand? They came. Machines. Like the AI you travel with. But smarter." Mara stiffened. "Explain." "They weren't sentient," the survivor rasped. "Not exactly. No, but they learned. They adapted. They wiped out 3 colonies. Silently. And this beacon was their trap." Mara's mind raced. Eric's beside her in the Eva tether whirred softly. Confirming, the AI said, "Hostile mechanical life forms detected within 2.3 kilometers. Adaptive algorithms match survivor description. Probability of immediate threat. 87%. Mara's jaw tightened. Humans survive against odds like this. That was the truth of it. If a species could survive 1 billion years of evolutionary roulette, they could survive this. But it would take ingenuity, cunning, and ruthlessness. "Listen to me," she said, voice firm. "We rigged this beacon to fry their sensors, just long enough for us to escape." The survivor blinked, disbelief in their eyes. You can do that?" Mara grinned grimly. "I don't have a choice." She reached into the wreckage, scanning panels, bypassing burned circuits. Sparks flew. The survivor ducked instinctively. Mara's fingers danced over alien-compliant interfaces, improvising, bending the beacon systems to her will. Every human instinct screamed caution, but every spark of ingenuity screamed louder. Outside, Eric's monitored. Energy surge imminent. Calculated failure risk. High risk, high reward," Mara muttered. Humans invented fire, airplanes, nuclear fusion. We're not about to stop here. The beacon flared to life. Panels glowed, humming a warning that was half signal, half lure. Mara ran her code through the overrides, configuring it to emit a false distress signal, one that the machines could not resist investigating. "Almost done," she whispered, sweat pooling inside the EVA suit. A shadow moved outside the shattered viewport. Fast, too fast. The survivor gasped. "They're here." The air seemed to thicken. Mara didn't flinch. Her fingers flew across the console. A final command. Executed, the beacon pulsed, sending out a controlled, chaotic pattern. Outside, metallic shapes streaked through the voids, leak, predatory, efficient. Machines. Calculating. "Time to move," Mara said. "Hook the tether, let's go." The survivors struggled to comply, panic slowing their movements. Mara grabbed their hand. "We survived together. That's the rule." EVA tethers strained as the Artemis's magnetic grapplers pulled them back inside. The airlock hissed closed just as the beacon erupted in a violent electromagnetic flare. Outside, the machines recoiled, their sensors scrambling, adapting too late. Ellie, baby, inside the ship. Mara collapsed against the wall, breathing hard. The survivor leaned against her, coughing but alive. "Good work, Lieutenant," Eric said dryly. "You have temporarily outwitted the threat. Probability of continued survival, 63%. Mara laughed softly, exhaustion mingling with relief. "Temporary, yes, but we'll take it." "I get it now," Lyra said, her voice trembling. "That's why the others didn't answer. You sent them all away." Mara nodded, guilt tugging at her. "I did. We all got complacent. I promised my crew I wouldn't let this happen, and I failed." She looked out at the vast canvas of space. "Where do we go from here?" "We learned," Mara said, meeting Lyra's gaze. "We adapt. We survive. Together." Their eyes locked, two humans clinging to hope against the endless black. And somewhere in the vastness, something stirred. The void watched. It always watched, waiting for its next conquest. But it didn't know this story was far from over. Not by a long shot. Fade out.